Hey everybody, it's Jose Rude. I'm going to be making a video today just talking things out. I'm not planning anything out, and this video will come out how it comes out. Don't know what I'm going to title it at all. But I'm going to be responding to a video by talking with famous people. By some chance you found my channel and you know, well, like, no association with talking with famous people, you just found my channel somehow, then this video is probably not for you. It'll bore the hell out of you if you watch it. Um, if you watch the entirety of it. Um, so yeah, anybody who's interested in anything I have to say about languages or French or whatever, English, all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to be making a video about that. I'm not even really going to be touching on any of that today. I'm going to be talking a lot about content creation because that was the topic of the video to which I will be responding. Um, Now, if any of you are to any extent familiar with me, you'll know that on a lot of different levels, and this is regardless of whether you affirm typology or you think that I'm Eric and I are the same type, right? If one or neither, if you think one or neither of us um, are actually ENTPs, that's whatever. That's not what I'm talking about really today either. I'm going to be highlighting the point of comparison between us that I find most pertinent for this video, which is the urgency, the perceived urgency to produce on a constant basis. And I'll quit fucking, bogarting the cigarette for myself and fucking get the video going. Right, so a lot of the things that Eric expresses in this video, when he talks about his experience as a younger person uh, of this sort of creative disposition, I relate to it on a whole lot of different levels. Um, by the way, I got my thing on the pause thing on the pause video recording. I'm just gonna hit that whenever I'm gonna take a long drag. I noticed like watching some of my other videos, like it's like decent videos, but I would just pause for like way too long, dragging on the cigarette. So I should probably curtail. I smoke American Spirits too, and they are, they got a lot of tobacco packed real tight. They're my favorite cigarette, but uh, yeah, sometimes they're a bitch to light, and then they're not perfect, but I like them. They're my favorite, and they taste the best to me. I think they taste the best. I've tried a whole lot of different other ones. I've had a lot of people trying to give me their cigarettes, and like whenever they see me smoking these, I'm just like, it's not good. It's just not as good. I wonder if that because I just cut there. I wonder if it looked like a shorter drag because I stayed in the same position. Anyways, yeah. So with Eric, what he says a lot about his sort of the way that he was when he was, and he's still. I mean, he's still the same way. But I guess the way that he was before some things. I guess I can't speak from his experience in this regard, but some things about the way that he goes about creating have changed as he's gotten older, and those ways they fascinate me because this, everything about Eric screams the same kind of I need to create kind of thing, right? Like kind of imperative. you know. And yet it's gotten to the point for him now where he's making a video for the first time in a long time, musing on a road, driving to the casino, wishing that he had the will or the want to create like he used to. And I won't lie, as I watched that video, it kind of terrified me a little bit because it didn't seem like he was too happy about it. And well, I don't think I would be too happy about it either. And maybe I'm misunderstanding some of the nuance that he was trying to get at in that video. Maybe he's all, and he did mention some, and I didn't really watch the entire video. I watched like most of it, enough to understand basically what he's talking about in the video. It's not like I'm making a video, correcting him or telling him why he's wrong or anything like that, or else that'd be a big no-no, like like socially, on YouTube. Be like, I didn't even watch this whole video, but this is bullshit, right? But I'm not saying it's bullshit. Anyways, fuck. Let me pause the recording. Remember where the fuck I was. Right. It was right. So he's kind of bemoaning the fact that he's not putting the same level of energy and focus into creating high quality content like he did when he was younger. And he's streaming a lot, in a certain sense he's creating more content than he ever has. In another sense, he's not as, he's at the very low point of his prolificity. I don't know. I guess proliferation, but that does not sound right in that context. The extent to which he's prolific, we'll just go with that. He's not as prolific, ultimately. Because a lot of those streams, they don't. It's like calling a stream a YouTube video in that sense, in the sense of like a carefully crafted YouTube video, would be like calling just a stream of fucking consciousness that it's like just calling a stream of consciousness that goes on for like way too long, and what is a good way to put this? Shit, I don't know why I'm looking like I'm asking somebody. Okay, yeah, better analogy would be, it would be like calling an auction like a movie. No, maybe not a movie, a podcast. Just calling an auction a podcast. It's like, yeah, there's a whole lot of content in quantity, but to be defined as a podcast, not sure. I guess it's the same for streaming. And I've done some streaming myself. Done a little bit of that. But a lot of that I did when I was drinking, and I'd like to, do some more streams and sort of bury those ones. Not that I'm going to take them down ever, because I do think it might be something I would want to look back on at some point, Um, and sometimes I do go back and look at those older videos. Not older, but older for this channel. I look at them because it's a window into what content looks like for me with no inhibitions whatsoever. And at the lowest point in my life so far. And so, it's like, it's evidence of my progress, if that makes sense. It's evidence that I'm making better stuff and becoming, better as a result of not drinking among other things, like among other things such as the quality of the content itself, right? I do also, unrelated from the drinking completely, little things like, in my first French video, because obviously French is not my native language, I did a whole lot of jump cutting to make sure that I said everything just right and everything just perfectly. And then somebody told me, not in a comment, but they watched my video, and then I talked to them in a different call. They told me the video's okay, but you cut just way, 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 way too much. And I didn't really. And then when I watched it back, I was like, yeah, that's really bad. So I don't really do that anymore. In those videos that are supposed to be more, you know, topically focused, but talking to a camera like this. Occasionally, I still will cut, like when I, take an insanely long drag on a cigarette, or need to rephrase something a couple times, or both. But the rephrasing thing doesn't have to happen that often, just because everything that I want to say gets articulated pretty automatically, I think. Even in a situation like this, where I had no plans on what I was going to record, what I was going to talk about, or anything like that. Does not make the content better, by the way. I'm aware of that. Doesn't make the content better. But another thing that's important that I've kind of been neglecting is in this kind of style of video, I need to keep a lot of the little foibles and flaws and mistakes that I make, right? I have to keep a lot of that in there because that's the point of the video. It's like you don't want to have the worst of both worlds, and I think that's something that I need to learn on YouTube a little bit. I've learned it, I suppose. I need to apply it. So, and it's also something that I've come to understand with other creative endeavors that I've been undertaking very recently. It's also a reason why I haven't really uploaded very much onto this channel in like 9 days. Because I've been really busy with some other things that I want to focus on creatively. And it's been a lot of work. I don't want to disclose too much about it because it's still underway. Still a lot of stuff to work out. May or may not have to do with this channel. I'm not going to confirm or deny or anything, but it's been taking up so much time, like hours every day, just working on this, hammering everything out, and that's where I want to circle back around here to Eric's video. I'm just now coming out of the sort of young phase of my life where I'm comfortable being the one putting out shit. I feel like, I'm still going to consume media, obviously, but I'm producing more than I consume now. And at the very least, as much as I consume. It's not always in the form of YouTube videos. Not at all. Sometimes it is. Like a lot of the time, like my main creative medium is, a lot of the stuff I do, I don't publish. I just lock it up in a vault somewhere and keep it. Why do I do that? I don't know. And I hate going back and rereading the stuff I already do. Even though it's a necessary part of the process, I hate doing it. I would rather make something else. That's why I struggled with writing for so many years. For me, that's so many years, right? Not for someone like older. But from relative to my lifespan, it's many years. uh, trying to figure that bit of my psychology out. Why is it that I couldn't write past a certain number, arbitrarily set number of words before going to a new story and writing something new? And what I didn't get at the time is if you have that inclination, then you probably didn't put enough effort into the first thing you wrote in the first place. Which means you need to reread it and re-fucking write it. And once you work out a lot of the problems, then a lot of the stuff comes a lot more naturally. And so recently that I've got that concept that it's embarrassing. Um, for YouTube videos, I'm not nearly as perfectionistic. I am making this video right now. I've just been airing, in terms of subject matter here, to and fro, pretty much. And I'm still going to upload it to YouTube. And that's publishing it. And awareness of this strange, like, I guess, juxtaposition between these two different creative mediums that I engage in regularly that I'm just still trying to figure out. So, uh, yeah. Another reason I don't publish my writing, I suppose, is also because most of everything I've ever like completed is short stories. But the problem is I can't compile them because they have nothing to do with each other at all. Like different genres kind of shit. So, it's just always been a theme for me, like jumping from thing to thing to thing creatively all the time. And it frustrates me because I would love to be focused, more focused, so that I can create the things that would validate for me, you know, um, on an artistic basis. Um, it's going to take a lot of experience, though, to do that. I know. And that sucks. It really does suck. Because I want to make it now. I mean, I am making stuff now, but I'm not making... I mean, I'm probably not going to make the thing that, assuming that I stay super creatively active for 40 years, that I'll look back on and be like, yeah, that was the thing that I'm most proud of. It's probably not going to come now. It might. I can't predict it. I can't predict what I will be most satisfied with in hindsight. Um, it was probably not going to come from these years, you know. Um, but in order to get to the things that I'm most proud of, I have to do it anyway. It's not even that I have to, it happens by itself, but it's just so frustrating that I can't already have the experience that I want to make better things. Um, I guess it's not. I don't know. It's not all fucking framed through experience though. It's really not. And I guess if I think about it this way, you know, and let's not go into like doom and gloom or whatever. Like I'm not saying I think that this will happen. Let's say like in 4 years, it's fucking Judgment Day, the world's ending, right? I'd rather have created everything I could and done everything I could to validate on everything I want to for me, to the extent that I can within that 4 years, than pussyfoot around and do nothing. And be dissatisfied in the end. And there's a sense of just, I have to do it. if I'm going to, if I'm going to really create something that's more ambitious than just these turn on the camera and chat with myself shit. Um, yeah, I have to. I have to do a lot. I have to grind, man. You know. Um, because writing a song, for example, it's not just fun and games or you're just fucking around. I mean, a lot of it is that. A very nice bit of it is that. It can be, right? And that goes for anything creative. Good bit of it can be, but there's a level where you have to really put some gumption into it. You got to put some. You got to maybe shed a tear or two for it. And it's not something that just springs out of you for no reason. Maybe it is. I don't know. Um, I'm 23 years old, going on 24. And so, yeah. At this point in my life, what I have to say about creativity in this very limited period of time I've had the opportunity to create, it's not going to be as valuable as someone much older than me, such as the person I'm responding to. But I figured it might be good to, if anything, just for my own sake, just to sort of get all this out. And yeah, and if anybody is curious to watch the video, I'm happy about that. Obviously, more the merrier. In terms of, that's why I'm uploading it onto YouTube. So, while I do agree with that one video I made called "Pourquoi je m'en fiche de la popularité de cette chaîne," why I don't give a fuck about the channel's popularity, it is true that I don't care if it like I need to, maybe I should amend that a little bit. I don't care if it never goes anywhere except beyond the realm of the very small community I'm able to foster, if that makes sense. That's cool with me. Ideally, I wouldn't just be talking to myself for ever, though. Um, but I've already gotten to the point where I'm not talking to myself. Because, there's just not any videos I upload that don't get any views, so that makes me happy, at least. Anyway, I don't know, if you've seen maybe one or two of my videos before, and especially if you happen to watch this entire video, well, if you watch this whole thing, then you probably like at least what I do to some extent. So unless you're like Eric and you're just watching this, because it's response to his video. But even then, he might like what I have to offer. He might not, but I don't care. What I'm looking for, to get to the fucking point, is I'm asking for what you liked. So, what is it you would watch more of? Not what you would like to see more of, not what you want to see more of. What would you watch is my question. I think that's the best way of phrasing it. Because if I say, what do you want to see, it presumes that you're, you want to see a specific thing from me, which is not what I'm asking. I'm asking if I made a video What things from my past videos would cause you to click on that video? I don't know if that'll get any answers, but anyways, yeah, I mean this has gone on for about 25 minutes. Just me talking. Um, I guess I'll hit this pipe. Um, and then I'll end the video. But you gotta hit the pipe at the end just for some good luck, you know. So thanks for watching. This has been Isaiah Root, and I'm very happy that you watched my whole video.